And the concept.
What it do, what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is our full moon in Gemini ceremony. Definitely looking forward to the next 6 months ahead because, as you'll notice, each ceremony moving forward from here is going to be highly impactful, highly noticeable. Everything about new moons from Aries to Virgo is more subconscious. They're more internal. So now that we're stepping into the last 6 zodiac signs, it's definitely having us move into much greater senses of awareness within ourselves, as well as with the theme of the full moon in Gemini, uncovering the meaning of your truth. So this is first of all, shout out to Tim. You already know what it is. How you doing, Apollodyte?
Well, we are here, and it is honestly going to be a absolutely incredible Sagittarius season in terms of like astrology sports casts. It really doesn't make a much better play than this, with this full moon being opposite 0 degrees, which is going to be a trend that we're going to be seeing for the next 3 signs, I believe, because for Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries season. So I guess, is that 3 or 4 technically? Anyway, but there's going to be very dramatic shifts, and it's going to be like when you leave the atmosphere, there's multiple layers, there's different layers of resistance, but these are going to be very, very powerful, and this full moon is initiating it. And in the very light signs of Sag and Gemini, this is talking about truth. This is talking about illumination. And if you notice, we have nothing in the 4 fixed signs. So everything is subject to change. There's no structure. There's so much flexibility right now. And this full moon is so dramatic with the square to Neptune and Mars and Pisces. So this full moon is absolutely altering reality to its core. And it's really challenging your perspective to the highest of levels. So there's a lot of ego death going on. There's a lot of understanding the new rules of the game, and the old rules are useless completely and utterly. Mercury is retrograde in its detriment. So, this Sagittarius 3-way conjunction that we're building up to, it's going to be incredible because this is going to show you everything that you knew to be true, but now you also get to be experience and activate a lot of this hands-on fire energy. So what do you think about all this going on?
I think that was a genius realization about there being no fixed energy. That's genius. I didn't even think about that like that. That's so true.
Nothing, not even the nodes anymore. So we can't even say that. So it's like this week that we're altering into is going to be incredible. And Indigo Sun asked a very important question. When you say altering reality, how? That's subject to change. And it's really talking about it's interesting because all the Sag energy is very dramatic, but this Pisces is so subtle. So it's going to be happening in your conscious and unconscious awareness. The problem is when you look for it, that's when things start to get crazy. So you don't want to, there's no Virgo, there's no Gemini. And we're actually moving up to a T-square with Virgo come next week. So that's talking about a solidarity in terms of this new reality, but this is really not the time to try and it's really just go with the flow. And I also think of the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland when she asks which way to go, and when he asks where do you want to go, she says I have no, she basically says I have no destination. Then he says it doesn't matter which way you go, and that's absolutely true with this energy. So it's really about trusting in the process. Also, I am 23 years old.
You almost said that like you're gonna say a degree sun or whatnot, but I feel you.
Yeah.
It's
23 solar rotations.
I think the presence of no fixed signs is I love how you said that, and you're a fixed sign, so I feel like you really felt that. It's like
great. Oh, sorry for interrupting, but I feel fantastic. It feels like a vacation. And I'm going through a Jupiter return right now, and when Mars goes into Aries, that's also my midheaven. So I'm getting ready this spring. Get ready because future life is growing, and you're all here in the beta phase, is more or less, and so. This is going to be incredible to see how this energy just builds up. But I'm feeling great without. The North Node shifting, I thought it was going to be sad or melancholy. No, I feel great. It feels like like fate isn't responsible on me anymore, and it's so incredible. It's so fantastic. And Mars is finally not opposite me. I'm not dealing with any, stupid, mindless beef. Of course, it's getting more spiritual now, but I don't mind that. I just don't tolerate any human bullshit.
I like that you said you're ready, because I pulled Poised and the Fates, which is all about being ready. And Serendipity literally falls out, bro.
And the Ace of Swords too.
So I just love that whole theme of like the anchor that the fixed signs held is gone. So energy is just like moving forward for real, which makes so much sense. Like ever since it's been gone, like the shadow issues I've been dealing with are just like been there, done that.
Yeah, the intensity's definitely gone down, especially since the fixed signs in all systems really, but especially in metastrology, it deals with physical stress. It deals with deep layered systems, nervous-based systems too. So like having no fixed energy here, even for like a short while, it's still going to be incredible, because I believe it's in a week or two that Mercury and Venus will move in, and then come springtime, Uranus is going to move back in. But until then, we're going to be pretty like okay for a while. So I'm pretty, this is going to be a very magical time, and this is absolutely necessary because, as you said, the 4 fixed signs are the anchors. And if you look at the world card, you can find them in the corners of them. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Perfect. So if you see, they all represent the 4 pillars of this reality. So now that they're not there at all this mutable and cardinal energies is subject to change. And so it's kind of like this musical chairs sort of scramble until the fixed signs come back, because once they do, it's going to be solidifying things. And granted, this North Node transit and Jupiter transit especially really finalized a lot of things. And I love how Mike has said before that, after these 2 transits, Scorpio and Leo have graduated, which is very true. So, that's that leaves like 4 or 5 signs now, ready. And as you're going to see, it's so rare, especially on this full moon of all full moons, to have Venus and Jupiter in their rulerships, while Saturn and Neptune are also in their rulerships. So this is incredible. And it's really talking about things coming back into balance. So really, at the same time, though, it's talking about change. So you don't want to attach to the old notions, but you still want to take you the valuable aspects and information, especially with this Gemini energy.
And I mean, I'm just so excited to, we're on the brink of a new chapter, a new adventure. It's amazing, because a lot of this is going to entail the materialization and the manifestation of spirit guides, of energies and entities that have always been around. But because you're ascending, you're now going to be able to see what was hidden in plain sight the entire time. So this has the materialization has everything to do with Uranus. Now that it's going back into Taurus, even though it's still retrograding in Aries, this is what is lending the materialization. And while it's retrograding for this full moon, it has everything to do with crystallizing the level of your character that is able to identify, because it's not until you identify with these themes, the better. And I do want to kind of point out, I'm going out of my way to use abstract themes like, spirit guides, literal fairies, dragons. What are things that you can say and perceive that question your conscious mind or your rational mind to be like, is this real? This is the energy that's being evoked, this fantastical fantasy energy that allows you a greater level and onus to make more real. Pisces sextiling Taurus is making real your imaginative process, to where it's not something that's just in your head. It's like you can start to imagine and see the magic sparks working in front of you. True imagination. And that represents the square of Neptune to this full moon. And this has everything to do with your belief in what's magical. I spoke with Maru Matu yesterday. I'm actually going to hit her up tonight for an Osiris initiation. And she was talking about how your magic adventure, especially concerning cards, doesn't start until you believe that the cards are real. Once you actually believe that there's essence and that they talk to you, this actually steps you in. So apply this to your life, because it's about to get lit. Tim and I are going to be pulling cards for the signs. And we could even take some questions from people at the end. And just stay tuned. And yeah, anything you want to add before we get into this?
Honestly, first of all, shout out to Gladiator and Sweats, Empress Daisy, everyone that's here so far. Thank you all for joining us. But I'm so glad that you mentioned invoking spirits and spirit guides and talking. This is the time. This is the time to get in touch with not just your higher selves, but like all of the higher realms. This is Sag. This is the final four. If you even think in the Pokemon games, there's 8 gym leaders, but then there's the final Elite Four before you get to the champion, where you then complete the game, essentially. So this is really talking about the first step of you really stepping your game up, but it's not even like it's anything difficult. It's really just as simple as the symbolism and really invoking that. And, like Mike said with the cards, like you have to believe in them in order to work. And even the symbolism, the way I learned cards was, first of all, it was introduced to me indirectly through an anime of all things. And so literally there were spirits within the cards and they had card forms. And so she would literally activate them and conjure their essence. And so when come to find out they were based on the tarot cards, and how ironic we get the Fool card, it's interesting to see how the symbolism kind of transfers. So it's really deeper than just trying to use linear logic. You want to get the bigger picture, but you also literally want to be trying, especially with this Gemini energy, literally speaking to your higher selves, to the divine, to entities. Of course, you always want to use discretion and, surround yourself with, light, because that's what Sagittarius represents. Mike has said before that God is Sagittarius and it parties in hell. And there's a lot of truth to that. And it's the light that evolves from Scorpio, one of the darkest, and then it moves into Capricorn, also one of the darkest, but then it eventually moves to Pisces, and then that gives birth to Aries, the raw authenticity again. So this is really, it's really powerful. And I encourage you all, get in touch with your inner God, your inner goddess. This is not the time to pull any punches. Shame and guilt are self-prescribed emotions that were instilled as an illusion. So this is also the full moon to really realize that, this is Sag season on Jupiter. No one's inhibitions don't exist anymore. I really practice moderation and, really making sure that you do things right. But this Sag energy, this Neptune energy is really encouraging a lot of like over the top, over abundant energy. So really use it wisely, but also don't be afraid to go for it, because it's not going to be here when Jupiter moves into Capricorn. That's for damn sure.
That's
so,
for damn sure.
And we're going to have eclipses during this, so we're going to be blessed, but it's still a time not to worry as I get the moon card. So yeah, perfect. And with the 2 of Swords with the moon. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
And I want to kind of amend what I said. I have said that Sagittarius is God, but what I see that as is really an aspect of God. So I'm coming to learn that fire represents the spirit of God. Like fire signs are each different aspects of God, actually, where you have Leo as the source aspect of God, where in the light that was born out of the darkness, you have the ever brimming infinite source of energy, which represents Leo. And then you actually have the creator facet, which it expresses itself from that source as a God conscious avatar to perceive creation, which is Sagittarius. And then what does it create? It creates itself in human form, which is Aries. And there you have that fire trinity. So it's amen, right? It's amazing, because this is what is going to be ignited in our lives. Every single human being has fire in their charts. They have that ability to harness that spirit of God. I guess every element is a different, facet of this God consciousness, goddess consciousness, whatever we're working on calling it. So yeah, definitely amazing.
Real quick, sorry, I just wanted to say Indigo Sun said something really different or really cool. Shards of the whole, which is very true. Also, she asked, are the cards just like the middleman training wheels? Kind of, in a way, yeah, because it opens you up to. It's kind of like how your muscles, you literally, and I have my degree in this, so I know what I'm talking about. But like, in order to build muscle, called hypertrophy, you have to break it down. You have to literally create micro tears in order to facilitate the growth, because there's something called the overload principle, which means that if your muscles aren't being taxed enough, they're not going to grow because there's no need. And so that's why you resistance train. That's why you use weights, so you can create little tears so the muscle can build it up. So it's kind of, so tarot is kind of like a spiritual exercise, where, you know, you look at the image and it inspires an idea in your head that leads to Gemini, which leads to Virgo, sort of the notion of the card, but then it evolves to something more greater in Sagittarius and Pisces, where you see the meaning of it, where you're not just seeing a piece of paper or cardboard or whatever. You're using your intuition to, it's sort of like, I don't want to say a portal, but it's like almost like a memory. It's sort of like you tap into the informational matrix. So it's like when you know, because like one of the best tarot readers in the world can tell you everything about someone just by pulling one card for him. So it's really talking about sort of the intuition, and the tarot is just the medium. It's kind of like you could do pendulum, you could do you know, ancestor work, you could do mediumship. It really just depends on the facet. So yeah.
And I like how she said infinite perceptions. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And I think she said a language. I think that's what is really birthing today, a divine language, one that you speak more energetically, but also with words too. Everything has an energy with it. So we already do everything energetically, but more so taking into account your energetic signature, and not just feeling it, but finding more creative ways to literally create with it. In other words, this full moon is a 2-week initiation into the upper limits of your higher mind. You know, Gemini, 3rd house is a lower mind. 9th house Sag is a higher mind. What is possible to achieve and what you're willing to do. The reason why we need to entertain possibility is because once we go into Capricorn, which the full moon in Cancer and the new moon in Capricorn is looming, this is where we will assess every opportunity and we decide on what to do. So trust me when I say this Sagittarius season is where everything changes. Tim and I are here for you. The full moon in Cancer ceremony is going to be a Nen restriction and condition ritual where we actually start to attune it, and then we'll actually do a whole Nen contract for the new moon in Cap. And it's you're not going to get this anywhere else. It's going to be exclusive. It's going to be amazing. And it all starts now. All right. I actually want to touch on what Tashina said. My dad stole 10 grand from me. These are like minor realizations. Brett Dickinson quit his job in dramatic fashion. Instant changes that force you to change your perception based on what you thought was fixed when all these fixed signs were inhabited. And I mean, we're just entering into a whole magical adventure, a fantasy land where Geminis actually, you know, tell the truth all the time and keep secrets, and Pisces show up on time, and Sag men don't cheat. You know what I mean? These things, albeit fantasy, are very possible. And, you know, you just have to believe. So other than that, we're going to get started into this ritual right now. And all we have to do, I usually do bring up the elements, and we'll do that in the other ritual we'll do at 7. But I really want you to focus a lot on just the air and the fire element of this. We're going to be activating the breath of life. And as we activate the breath of life, we'll be supplementing this with very relevant visions so that we fulfill the Gemini portion and the Sagittarius portion. So begin to breathe down to your diaphragm and breathe out gratitude. As you're breathing down, breathe in the light of the sun that's in Sagittarius, representing you, breathing in this magical creating energy. So the air represents the Gemini and the light represents Sagittarius. So we'll just take some time breathing. The whole purpose of this full moon is to change your attitude so that you can have a much more efficient perception. So this ceremony is really just going to be a lot of attitude work. As you breathe, I want you to envision, what is your wish? This is where we're going to get the Neptune square. We're going to do this again in 2 hours. So What do you wish for? What is the vision you see yourself stepping into? What does your victory look like? And just spend some time to breathe this in and breathe out gratitude. Shout out to Brett who just pulled the Wheel of Fortune. As you breathe in, I want you to envision the white light that comes from Sag and the vision filling up your body, as if once it reaches to your crown, you're filling your vessel with your intent, which is very important as we need to charge this. At this time, I now invite you to imagine the energy of Jupiter hovering over your crown chakra and filling you with its energy. As this happens, what is it that you want to feel? Tell your subconscious now, how will it know when your wish is granted? Or when you, because it's not like just going to grant itself, right? How will you know when you accomplish this vision? How will you feel? And that's what you want to represent with this Jupiter energy washing through you. You may notice quick changes into your body language as you assume the position. Breathe out gratitude. And now, finally, I would like for you to take a portion of this energy you've charged and create a ball in your hand, right or left, both, whole body, and let that ball represent the condensed version of everything you've been intending. And when you feel ready, I want you to direct it and to just release it, but not just into the air. Release this into a special space for you, or release this into the Sagittarius sun that direction of energy as you're releasing it to the creator force to co-create it with you. And do this at any time you feel ready. And that represents the first part of this ritual, or ceremony, rather. After we're done with the release form, Tim will be taking over as far as instructing us with the spell crafting. So get a pen and paper if you need to. You could also do this in your head, and stay tuned. Until then, just continue to breathe down to your diaphragm and breathe out gratitude to keep the energy charged. I just channeled a message for everyone, and the message is where you're going will demand and require a part of yourself that's beyond your current level that you'll have to surrender to. So you're aiming for the clouds, but you're being taken to the stars, or you're aiming for the stars, you're being taken to a higher place, and it's going to demand a part of you that is more than you're capable of, and you just need to fully surrender. This is for those of you who feel like you don't know if you're able to get there, you don't know how to get there. You don't even have to know your higher self. You just need to surrender to your higher being that is there already. So I hope that spoke to somebody.
Right on. All right. So how are we all feeling first and foremost? So interesting that about this full moon that's really going to add to the magic is really emphasizing on your breath. And that's especially true because Gemini rules the lungs while Sagittarius represents the diaphragm, the muscle that is the active one that through passive motion allows the lungs to fill with air. So this is really a time that you want to keep this breathing, keep going. And so really just pay attention to that. And more important to this full moon as opposed to say in Gemini or Virgo, you want to get to the visual. You don't want to rely on just the paper because you've already written it down. You've already thought of it, but now it's time for you to experience the vision itself. It's going to happen around you. So you don't have to wish for it. You have to see it. So that's really the takeaway with this, especially with this Pisces energy squaring this, where it might make you feel like you have to do something, but it's really just allowing yourself to experience it. So just keep this breathing going because it's really, feel free to use the paper to help get you to the visual, especially if you're Gemini or Virgo based or earthy. If it helps you get to there, then by all means do it. But it's not even, this is really going to be sort of it's going to be spell crafting, but it's also going to help you assist to the next level. And I'm so glad that Mike channeled that message because this is really going to be emphasizing the importance of stepping your game up because it's only going to get harder from here and just keeping it real. Like the North Nodes and Cancers, we're going to be having some bitch of eclipses and I'm just keeping it real. And, Jupiter and Sag is going to be great, but it's going to go into its detriment in Capricorn in another year or so. So this is really the time to have fun with it, but it's sort of like how Harry Potter, it starts out so magical and everything's golden and everything's innocent, but then by the seventh movie, people are dying left and right. And I don't want to make it sound like it's that grim because it's not even the hard part's over. It's really just sort of cleaning up what remains, but it's really, you have to be willing to, rise to the occasion. So it's not like you can't have fun, but, really focus on the vision. You don't have to think how is this going to happen? What's the practical means? Just allow yourself to experience it. Just let yourself go with the flow. There's no fixed energy. There's no Virgo energy. So everything that you envision, everything that you feel is what's going to materialize. So there's nothing that's going to check you other than yourself. So that might be a little bit of a confusing message, but it's important for some of you to really embrace that. So really these spells, and it's not even going to be anything that's simple. It's more or less your passive abilities, things that you can just naturally just sort of call on your ancestors, where you don't have to worry about it's sort of like for anyone who is familiar with Naruto, Gaara sort of had this with his sand where he didn't have to actively think of it. It came to his own defense. And so we're doing this with our higher selves, where it's going to be a collaboration where it's they watch our backs while we follow our path, whichever that has been sort of ordained for us and what we can choose to, experience and whatnot. So really just envision your path, envision where you want to go. This is Sagittarius, and it's the archer, it's the bow and arrow. You have to be able to see what your target is, and then you just have to let go of the arrow and trust that it's going to get there. Pisces is so advanced, it just sits there and absorbs everything. So this is really, it's really just as simple as seeing it and then allowing it to happen for you. This Gemini energy is inspiring you to be mental in order for you to expand, where you can take your linear logic, but apply it to higher meanings and contexts per this Mercury retrograde. So really, close your eyes if that helps you envision it, and really picture what you feel. It's really just that simple. What's your dream job? What's your dream life? Where are you? Not even, I don't want you to even think a year from now. Where are you now in this moment? Where is your vibration? Where do you place yourself? Because this is fifth dimensional aspects where it's infinite possibilities. So it's really as simple as just seeing it and really allowing yourself to pick the life that you want to live. Because it's really and people might say, oh, you're trapped in circumstances and linear logic. Well, they don't know astrology, and they don't know that there's no fixed energy and no Virgo like we do. So the fact of the matter is there is no fact other than what you really can envision, and we won't have to worry about that for really a long time. And by the time we get there, the level has already been brought up. So this is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So really don't don't limit yourself. What is your vision? Just focus on it. And it's really that simple. You know, it's funny because as advanced as the energy gets, it also gets kind of a little bit, it gets more abstract, but it also gets more simple if you allow yourself to experience the universe. So really just keep breathing, keep that diaphragmatic breath in and allow it to fill your vessel with the light, fill it with the air, and really just feel it, because what we're going to be, you know, drawing in is our aura. So considering this is such beautiful mutable energy, really allow your auric field to flow. First step is to just simply let it seep from your physical body. It's not anything crazy. It can just be as little as a centimeter, but really just envision this aura, this flowing mass of energy that's pleasant to deal with, and you know, envision it whatever color it may be, whatever size it may be. Really allow it to be unique and signature to you. You don't have to think about it. This Gemini energy is just to stimulate you on a mental level, to help get you to think of what you truly want, so the vision will come naturally. So just think of it. How do you, what do you look like? What do you feel? What are you doing? What are the actions that you're taking? The Sag transit is sparking off the final four, some of the most important lessons in the total zodiac. So really make the most of this energy by allowing yourself to experience creation and allowing God to bring it to you. Of course, you are going to be a part of it. So it's this beautiful divine harmonization of spirit and matter. So just let yourself see it for what it truly is, not for what you think it is, not for what the facts say. Imagine what it is, period. Simple as that. And so just keep breathing it in. Imagine your aura flowing. And once you feel like it's stretched enough, because you want to imagine it almost like a muscle of sorts, really allow it to flow. Think of it like air or water. It's fluid. It moves from most to least resistance. And once you feel like it's flowing enough, is to bring it back to your center and to condense it. You want to keep it just underneath the perimeter of your body. You want to feel it inside your body. Feel the energy rising. Feel it cleansing you. Feel it energizing you. Feel the Sag sun building you up. Feel this light. Feel this air. Feel it building up. And allow it to flow. Let it release. Practice gratitude with every exhalation. Make sure that you really aren't taking anything in your life for granted, because this energy is so unexpected, but it's so magical. It will change things in front of you immediately. So don't think you know what the story is. And to be honest, worry is preposterous, because that assumes that you know enough to be speaking for the universe. So really allow your minds to be at ease, beloved, and just simply allow yourself to enjoy life, to enjoy the experience, to see yourself having fun and to experience joy. Jupiter would not be in Sagittarius for you to not enjoy life, to not enjoy the creation of everything, to not enjoy infinite possibility. Really just allow this energy to flow through you and feel it contain within you. Not that you're going to hold it in, because we're going to charge it up and then release it. So just feel this energy condensing in you. It should make you feel a little bit heavier, but also a little bit lighter, like there's a soft electricity. And just keep seeing your vision in your mind's eye. Don't matter how ridiculous it is, because it's just as possible.
Amen.
If you see this flying spaghetti monster, congratulations. You are going to meet the flying spaghetti monster.
And this is facts.
And so step 3, whenever you feel ready, feel free to take as much time as you want, because this is going to be relevant whether it's live or recorded, and it will still be going on, especially since we are connecting our energies together, and it's going to make it even more potent, and this is going to grow over time. So step 3 is focus on your vision even more. So really engage that solar plexus energy, that fiery abdomen energy, the one that's stabilizing, that supports. Really feel it energizing you, because we're going to be building up. And similar to volcanic activity, there has to be a lot of pressure before there's a release. And this is what Scorpio season taught us. It teaches that the best orgasm is the one that's delayed. So now that we're in Sagittarius season, this is the time to be rewarded. So we are now going to be building up this energy. So once we finally release it this time around, Sagittarius and Jupiter is going to make this even more potent. So step 3, just build up this energy, feel it glowing brighter, getting red even like fire, really allowing it to charge up. For those of you who are familiar with Super Saiyan, this is the time, bust it out, especially if you're a fire sign. So really allow your energy to build up and rise. Really see it in your mind's eye first. You really want to get that visual. Take as long as you need. This is absolutely individual, and no one has the same experience, no one has the same body, no one has the same life that you do, so you will take as long as needed. And so when you're finally ready, just feel this Jupiter energy building. See the glyph of Jupiter really activating it. Sailor Jupiter rules thunder. She activates her divine protection through the power of electricity. So feel this energy. Feel Zeus's thunderbolt energizing you and striking you, building this energy up, not to Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, or 5, Super Saiyan infinity. And that's not even a thing, but it is now. That's the kind of energy that we are dealing with. So you really just want to experience it. And when you finally are ready, release that Hatsu and just activate it. Whatever your power is internally, and you know it by now. And this is what a lot of Gemini season was really all about, was learning what you can do, perfecting it in Virgo. And now we're here in Sag. It's time to execute it. And as we're going to move into Pisces, you're going to learn even more magic. So this is really talking about really seeing your ability, seeing what you're doing, seeing your magic, seeing all your unlimited actions and doing it. So this is the time now. Whatever you're picturing in your mind, that is what you can do. And now it's just a matter of you doing it. And you don't even need to actively, do anything. It's really just you listening to your intuition, you paying attention to what your higher self is trying to tell you, because there will be incredible knowledge coming your way now. And now that you've connected with your higher self by really activating this, you're going to be a beacon that's going to show that you can handle it. So as Mike said, there's going to be more challenges as this comes, but you're going to be developing the skills. But not only that, you're not doing this alone, beloved. You're in the $1 Billion Vibe Tribe. You are moving to relationships, connections, partnerships, parties, guilds that are going to help expand you to your highest possible level. So it's really just simple as congratulating yourself because you did it. And it's really, there might not be a giant, exclamation, but if you've got the boom, if you can if you can see through walls, if you can fly, you can do it. And so this is the time for us to do it. Apollodite, wink for us. I don't know why you want me to do that. So, and anyway, so this is the time for us to really just embrace ourselves. And it's really just as simple as that. So once you feel this energy build up, give it to Jupiter, who is going to bring it to Olympus and shower it down upon us. And we got the Emperor card. So this is happening instantaneously with gusto. So with that being said, congratulations, beloved, because we are now closing off the ceremony, but it's going to be dwindling down. So it's going to be kind of like the after party effect that we're going to be moving into. So this is going to be right. Alrighty. So should we take this opportunity to do cards and answer questions?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, I shall start us off. So first of all, thank you all so much for coming and being a part of this, because this is a group effort and it's only going to get better from here, kids. So, hang on tight. Ooh, interesting. So we got first for everyone, we've got the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. Interesting. So it's interesting because I always love this card because 3 cards, like 3 of the cups have been tipped over. So, majority of the cups have been lost, but there's 2 of cups still remaining, symbolizing, connectivity, relationships, and you're always connected to the divine, even in your most vulnerable moments. And there's going to be a positive message you're going to see messages tonight. Do you happen to know what card this is?
Mercury and Sag.
Mercury and Sag. Beautiful. See, look at that. So, so thank you all so much. So let's start off with Aries. So I will be pulling from the Radiant Rider-Waite, while Michael will be pulling
from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Oops. And I did also get Milk and Honey for everybody, which is just amazing. This is coming with the 8 of Wands that Tim pulled. So,
delicious.
There, bruh.
All righty, Aries. So for you, All right, so the card we have for Aries is, we got the Seven of Swords. And for reference, we got the Six of Pentacles. So honestly, this is a mind, Aries, watch out for sneak thieves, because this 12th house transit is going to be revealing to you a lot of very powerful enemies that have been behind the scenes, but you're going to have the ability to exterminate them just by simply ignoring them. So you don't have to do anything so much as really just, leave the swords of war behind, because you can't leave war if you bring these souvenirs with you. So not every battle is worth fighting, and be willing to leave the petty hoes behind. So it's really as simple as that.
Amen. Aries, the oracle card I have for you is breathe, homie, or imagine. You definitely do want to breathe, but yeah, imagine. And I mean, that's your 12th house with Pisces and Neptune. But because Sagittarius is your 9th house of belief, and then you have the Pisces energy, and then your third, imagining will put everything together, and really just spend time in your imagination. If you have Venus and Mercury and Pisces, just see that. Don't feel like you have to do anything. Don't feel like anything has to happen. Just imagine.
Okay, cool. Also, Carrie Victoria Davis 7 said, "Can I watch later?" Absolutely. And you can rewatch this as many times as you want. This energy builds over time, and being live is obviously it's the most potent, right? So, but considering you're here, it will also be kind of a refresher for your subconscious. Ooh, we got a lot of cards that just spilled out as I said that. So, as a side note for everyone, we got the Ace of Cups, Death and Temperance. Death of everything. This is literally Scorpio and Sagittarius. So we are finally receiving everything, beloved. So, congratulations, dear souls.
What did Taurus?
What's that?
What did Taurus get?
Oh no, that was for everyone. Ooh, Taurus, you lucky dog, you get 2. So Taurus gets the Lovers and the Emperor. So
what did everyone get?
So everyone got the Ace of Cups, Death and Temperance.
Oh, nice.
So Taurus, you got the Lovers and the Emperor. They both fell at the same time. So this is talking about the divine feminine, the divine masculine, things coming into balance. But this is also you forming very powerful connections. This is sort of similar to Uranus and Aries opposite Venus and Libra. I'm kind of getting that vibe as well. And this full moon for you as your 8th house, this is definitely talking about a lot of sexual opportunities. A lot of good foreign ladies or gentlemen might come your way and offer you, a very wonderful time. And I'm just keeping it real, because this is a very salacious sort of energy. So don't be afraid of being yourself and expressing yourself fully.
And Taurus, for you, I got happy. You definitely getting hooked up, my young bulls. This is really awesome. Rising moon, sun, all that. So definitely enjoy into that. You deserve it.
Alrighty, so Gemini. Let's see what we get for Gemini. So for you, Gemini, this is going to be very interesting with Jupiter here. You're manifesting a relationship, and even some Sagittarians I know have already gotten in some sort of connection. So, so for you, Gemini, we have the 3 of Wands and even the King of Cups. So I feel like for you, this is really navigating where you want to go. And this is very appropriate since Sagittarius also rules long distance travel. So you might be traveling with someone new. You might be career traveling as well. I definitely see that there's going to be some new opportunities for you to look out to the horizons. And with the King of Cups, I'm also getting the sense that you really want to practice your intuition, because it is really a time for you to really change your life and your whole lifestyle. But you have to be willing to look outwardly as opposed to just thinking you know everything.
But we do know enough. Gemini, for you, for us, we got the Fates, baby. Destiny got a special place for you. I honestly see this as meaning that like your every move and decisions are literally watched over by destiny. So don't be afraid or don't be discouraged by taking risks, because you'll find that karma is on your side.
Right on. All right. So for Cancer, this is going to be a very interesting full moon for Cancers, because with the North Node going through their sign, I feel like there's definitely going to be a lot of shifts. And this full moon, the 6th house, is a house of health. So it's really talking about shifts in what you do every day, your routine, your diet, especially since Cancer rules the stomach. So, really be mindful of what you eat. And the card that we have is the Five of Swords. And for reference, we have the Page of Wands. So disregard anyone who disregards you. If they don't find your worth, for reference, look at Ariana Grande. She's gone through such hell in the past year. She's gone through dramatic breakups, the death of, one of the love of her life. She's dealt with, so much trauma. And I feel like she's really representing a lot of this Cancer energy that you're going through. So I feel like this is a representation of change. And it's really it's you, not the battle is over, but it's you kind of returning. If you'll notice, there's kind of some ruins in the back. Well, maybe not in this deck, but there's some ruins in the back of this card. So I feel like don't return to the same mental place. You're better than that. And I feel like you're definitely overcoming a lot of mental blocks. So don't be afraid of living your best, highest life, even if it means saying goodbye to some people.
True that. Cancer, for you, I got Yin. This is a perfect card. So to really every time you feel that Five of Swords, go into your Yin. Yin really represents that state of just non-being and receptivity. And you might be feeling the Five of Swords energy because you're not really allowing, even though you're naturally receptive, you could take that scattered mind and just release it and just stay receptive, which will help loads.
All right, Leo. Oh, Leo. Let's see. What do we have? This is going to be so incredible. This full moon, Leo, you are getting so much passion. You are getting it all. Ooh, we got the Tower and the High Priestess, though. So this is going to be interesting. So you're going to have, this full moon, I'm so excited because this is also a Jupiter return for me. But for everyone, this 5th house Jupiter, it's definitely talking about a lot of passion, a lot of, powerful opportunities. And especially with this 8th house Pisces energy, definitely, 8th house, 5th house energy is very, very sexual. So having the High Priestess in the Tower here, a lot of very powerful intuitive breakthroughs. This is really activating your third eye and your crown chakra. So don't be afraid of, going in, paying attention to that intuition. And, this card, both of these cards are at night. So I feel like it's really just talking about you accepting any unconscious blocks coming to an end, because you could just finished a 4th house Jupiter transit. That's incredibly dark. That's incredibly powerful. So this full moon is a reminder that you just want to trust and go with the flow. And if something is destroyed in your life, good. It wasn't meant for you.
Word. And Leo, we have the Chop Wood card for you. So a lot of these intuitive realizations may actually come through the small little details of what you're doing, washing the dishes, really doing your homework, stuff because that's the way God and Goddess show themselves, the small, the little things that we might take for granted. So, if any of you need to clean your rooms or to clean stuff you procrastinated on, this has nothing to do with procrastination, but more so just going back to the basics.
Amen. Righteous. So Virgo, this is going to be a very interesting full moon for Virgos. I really want to see what happens for them. So the card that we have for you, ooh, interesting. So I saw this card first and it wanted to come out. Oop, I lost it, but it's the Four of Swords. So this full moon for you, Virgo, is really a time of rest, actually, because with this 4th house energy, it's talking about going within. So it's not even necessarily about you, not even going out. But if you feel this lethargic energy, if you feel a lot of this Pisces energy, don't be afraid to rest, because you're going through a lot of new downloads. And since Mercury is retrograde, your ruling planet in Sagittarius and its detriment, don't try and put logic in the forefront, because if you notice, this is the only sword card where the person's not wielding them or using them or really making, a direct contact with them. They're completely asleep. They're not using them. So it's really a reference to not using your thoughts rather than just simply trusting in your intuition.
We have Blessed for you, Virgo, which is self-explanatory and my favorite card in this entire deck. One of them at least. I do like that Milk and Honey too. I want it to come out for you as well. See, okay, Virgo, you see how this is not focused? This is Neptune opposite your sun right now. This is the squares to your sun and moon. Once you really focus in, you'll see that you're truly blessed. So anything that's unclear in your life is actually a blessing or a blessing in disguise.
What was the name of the deck again for Gloria, Lindsay?
Wisdom of the Oracle.
Okay. All right. So Libra. Ooh, okay. Ooh, interesting. So we got the full, well, not the full moon, but the moon card for Libra. So I feel like this is definitely talking about a lot of this heavy Pisces energy. So for you, Libra, this full moon is really going to reveal a lot that which was hidden from you. So don't be surprised when a lot of what your, social awareness might have been telling you, but you might have been doubting yourself. But this is also a message to trust your intuition rather than what's coming out of face value. Since this Scorpio energy really had to teach you how to really get deeper and find more meaning. So Jupiter in this full moon in your third house is really trying to help you find the highest of truths, but you're going to have to trust your intuition in order to see the facts. So it's kind of a catch-22, but that's that.
And as Tim mentioned, your intuition helping you see the highest of truth. It's also important to know that the moon is a card of psychic ability and also magic. With that being said, the oracle card we have for you, Libra, is higher power, which is going to be channeling itself through your intuition. And when you kind of interact with such a higher power, it can frustrate your logic. And that's why you have to remember not everything is as it seems.
True. Scorpio, the card that we have for you. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So lucky Scorpio, you pulled some magic. You get 3 from me. So, we got the 7 of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Sun card. So a lot of truth coming to you, Scorpio. You're just going to be rolling your eyes and saying, I told you so. For a while, I feel like this Jupiter transit is definitely also even speaking about, you really revealing a lot of truth and you seeing the full worth of your character and your being. And it's really talking about you leaving the pettiness behind, you evolving to a great place. This is also even sort of directly talking about, financial income. Second house, Jupiter and Sag. Are you kidding me? That's like you trip over $1,000 bill. That I don't even know if those are real, but this is the energy that you're walking into. So definitely be excited for that.
And we do have loyal heart for you, Scorpio. I know you definitely have a loyal heart. In fact, any of the negative stereotypes that come from Scorpio usually come from a betrayed heart. So this is definitely going to take your loyal heart and bless others and yourself with it. This is also saying you're going to manifest loyalty in the heart of another.
Word up. So Sagittarius, this being your full moon, I mean, you're getting a lot of upgrades and you're seeing a lot of truth as well. But for you, you're experiencing it firsthand. You're the one accelerating it. So, I know so many Sagittarius who are already seeing into infinity even more so than they already have. And they're having existential crises every single day. So, how appropriate. So a lot of cards fell out, but the one that stayed was the Magi, the Magician card. So how appropriate. So this being the card of Mercury, this is talking about you really mastering your magic, you really stepping and evolving to the next level. And it's really as simple as that. You're expanding your horizons. You're starting to use your imagination as a tool rather than just seeing it as something that's there. You're allowing it to lead you down the right road and the right path. So continue on what you're doing, Sag, because you are doing everything that you're supposed to be. There's nothing that you have to overcomplicate or oversimplify. So just keep doing you. So
Leo got chopped wood and you have clean it up. So take all that magic potential and clean up your mess. You might even be cleaning up other people's mess. But this cleanup will definitely, of course, in a full moon of cleansing and clearing, clear the energy so that it will prepare you for your new moon. I really see it as you like coming into like great magical ability and power and awareness, and you immediately turning it to stuff you need to just like fix and really work on. So
amen. And they got lucky too. So as I was picking up the cards, Cherry and Temperance card fell out. So lucky you, you're really overcoming a lot of shit, Sag. So
yeah.
Amen. So Capricorn. Let's see. This is going to be a fun moon for Capricorn too. So let's see what's going on with Capricorn. So for you, we got the Five of Swords again, and we got the Four of Cups. Damn it, Capricorn. You have to, I get you only like results, you like facts, but you have to let your imagination expand, because I feel like a lot of obstacles you might be overcoming is because you're thinking too linearly. But worry not, because this full moon is going to teach you how to really accept the gifts from the divine, because this is your 12th house. So, you know, this is going to be a lot of very magical gifts, you know, coming into your experience and into your awareness, but you have to be willing to sort of sit and let it come to you. It's not something that you have to actively do practically. You have to just let it come in. And we even have the Temperance card. So card of Sagittarius. So just let the blessings come in. You don't have to work for it. And it's really just as simple as that. So don't overcomplicate the wheel.
Wordington. And just like Virgo, you also got blessed, Cap. I know you earth signs have been secretly stomaching pain. So here you go. Take it, take it. Take it. Remember, you're blessed. Take that. Take that. Take that. Bam.
Right on. Capricorn deserves it. The ones with integrity, anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say some of them.
I was like, I gotta clarify that. I can't be caught on the record justifying all Capricorns, because we know that as I get the Pluto in Capricorn right now, judgment card. But anyway, so moving on to Aquarius, how appropriate. The card that we have for you is, oh, how lucky, Aquarius, you got the 10 of Cups. And this is your 11th house. So this is talking about a lot of social opportunities, a lot of wishes fulfilled, a lot of dreams coming true. So just be happy, just be grateful, really, and just really allow these blessings to come in, because it's like, it's the rainbow. It's a happy ever after card. So you really got nothing to complain about. So, you know, you finish your South Node transit. So just really just allow yourself to enjoy the experience and be your weirdest of authentic selves.
And of course, with the South Node in Aquarius, every single other zodiac sign was downloading from you. It was stressful. It was tiring. And it is now time for a nap. Not even going to say anything. Just get some rest, Aqua.
How beautiful. Can't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
So moving on to last but certainly not least, Pisces. This is going to be a very, very powerful full moon for Pisces. And the card that we have for you. Ooh, okay. So we got the Page of Wands, but we also have the Six of Cups. So this is definitely talking about you moving to a place of safety, security, of comfort, a place for you to really, you know, find home, find, you know, a place of comfort. And this Page of Wands is talking about inspiration, creativity. And since this is your 10th house, this is talking about your career, your goals, your longevity. So if you're dreaming, oh, and what else we got? Well, we got the Justice card too. So you're finally getting your peace. You're finally getting your happy ending. The case is being closed. Everything's being settled. And it's really a time to just really allow yourself to, you know, let go of people, things, and situations that are no longer relevant. Simple as that.
And you have been aware of the past and the present and the future, rather, and your awareness has been sent into just different places. You're getting memories of stuff that's happened way in the past. You're having visions of the future. You've been being stretched. And this is all bringing you back to the here and now. In order to really harness all of this and to understand all this, focus on the present. And you got it, Pisces. You the divine fishies. All day, every day.
And I guess let's pull one more card for everyone. Why not?
I got Between Worlds, which makes so much sense because we're going in between portals. So.
And interesting. Oh, wow. The Queen of Wands definitely wants to come out. And we got Death and Judgment, both the cards of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. So this is talking about harnessing your full creativity, your passion, and honoring your unique individuality and creativity, because we are really rising, beloved. So let's close out here. So thank you all so much for coming. I mean, I appreciate you being here. Mike appreciates you being here. And definitely be sure to check us out here on Future Life. It's I think a fantastic deal because it's only $6 a month. You get a free trial. You can cancel anytime you want. And I have a daily health horoscope.
$6?
What's that?
It's only $6 a month. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you don't get just Mike and myself. Oh no, you get David Palmer, and we've got so many other incredible people with us. It's such an incredible crew. We got Jax Atlantis, we got Caroline Kundalini, we got so many people. And you know, I have a daily health horoscope. Mike has regular moon reports. There's so much great content on there. It's so great. I really recommend you all join us there because it's only going to get bigger from here. So yeah, definitely be sure to show us some love there. So
thank you guys once again for joining. In future, we will make time to also take personal card requests as well. We kind of ran a little bit close. So other than that, really keep in mind, the only thing I want to leave you with this, especially if you're not able to make the other ritual, keep focused on what your vision is and know that there's nothing that can stop you. What this is going to do is bring up challenges so that you can break through them and not run away or run around. And y'all stay blessed as usual.
goodbye, beloved. Oops, sorry.
And no, you straight. Peace out.